Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Drinking a German beer with a Cuban cigar in the middle of Paris with a Dominican bar. Great head on her shoulder, she probably studied abroad. She transferred to Harvard from King's College in March. She says that I'm her favorite cause she admires the art. Michelangelo with the flow, Picasso with the bars. She's well put together like a piece by Gershwin, Renaissance style. Tonight is picture perfect, so smile and pack your bags real good, baby, cause you'll be gone for a while. Tell me how you feel, what's your fantasy, yo? I see it's on the beach down in Mexico. You can put your feet up, be my senorita. We ain't gotta rush, just take it slow. You'll be in the highlight, soaking up the sunlight. Anything you want, it's yours. I have you living life like you should. Just say you never had it so good. You never had it so good. I have you living life like you should. Just say you never had it so good. 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 You never had it so good.
$4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By your Southern California Hyundai dealers. And by 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side.
Gorgeous shot high above the Big A. It is a hot one here in Southern California. The Halos kicking off a 10-game homestand tonight. It's the first of three against the Seattle Mariners. We welcome inside our broadcast booth Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Gubicza, and of course a very tough road stretch for the Angels, 4-6, and all you could do moving forward is take care of business at hand. It's going to be a tough challenge tonight with Felix Hernandez on the mound.
Well, he's got great stuff. Last time out against the Yankees, he beat them 1-0 in New York. But the reality is Urban Santana is starting to get that feel on the mound. Important homestand when you got Seattle, you got Cleveland, followed by the Tampa Bay Rays. An opportunity, if you pitch well, you should have a successful homestand.
Well, the Halos come into this one 7 games back in the West, 1 game back in the wild card, and all of a sudden, as you go into the off day yesterday, I'm sure everyone is refreshed, but no, you've got about 5 teams now involved in the wild card chase.
Yeah, you always want to. You talk about winning series, sweeping series, but I think you have to live for the moment at this point. You have to win that night and then go from that point. But the reality is play well defensively and pitch well, and once you establish a lead, continue to add on and then hold on to those leads to build that confidence again.
How much of a factor is the off day for this Angels team coming off that tough stretch?
Well, it's always been a tough thing for the offense to continue that tempo and rhythm as far as the swing, but I think after that long road trip and that heat they had to deal with outside of being in Oakland, it was a tough one. And then, of course, the confidence went away late in that road trip, but the reality is you get an off day, recharge. Talk to Torrey about that. He's really happy that he had that off day just to get his body feeling good.
Well, the Mariners have lost 4 consecutive games. They're bringing up the rear in the American League West. There's the skipper right there. Eric Wedge is at the helm of the Mariners with a 51-62 record. This is the lineup without Ichiro Suzuki, and it's been that way since the trade deadline with his movement to New York. Dustin Ackley is the leadoff man and second baseman. Michael Saunders is in center field. Jesus Montero, the DH. John Jaso, the left-hand hitting catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Kyle Seager at third. Mike Carp at first base. Casper Wells in left field. Eric Thames, the former Blue Jay, is in right field. And the Southern California product, Brendan Ryan, will bat ninth and play shortstop. As we pointed out, taking on Urban Santana, who has thrown the ball much better of late. Nothing to show for, still with that 5-10 record, but throwing more strikes, or at least he has the last 2 times out.
And better tempo on the mound and better finish most of the time with his slider, although he did get hurt his last time out on a couple sliders he threw on the outside part of the plate. But when you look into Urban, 18-8 in his career in the month of August, so it's his most successful month. So hopefully he continues on what he did in Chicago and allows the team an opportunity to win this game tonight.
Well, let's check out the defense behind Santana this evening. Trumbo is in left, Mike Trout in center, Torrey Hunter is in right. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first, and it's Chris Iannetta behind the plate.
I mentioned earlier that Torrey Hunter feels refreshed after that off day. 7 outfield assists this year, going on with 15 last year, getting 22 in his last 2 seasons, which is third among right fielders for his outfield assists. Very aggressive, charges the ball very well, goes back on the baseball. We've seen him win Gold Gloves before in center field, but he's done a great job in that right field position.
Well, you hate to say must-win ball games on August the 10th, but as you start looking at the standings, 7 games back, Texas currently is losing to the Tigers 5-2. That game at the top of the 6th inning in Arlington. Oakland leading the Chicago White Sox 3-2 in the 7th. Boston has won. You have to worry about Boston now. Tampa Bay is winning against the Minnesota Twins. And Baltimore has defeated the Kansas City Royals. As the first one tonight is in for a strike on Dustin Ackley. Those are the teams that all of a sudden you have to scoreboard watch on.
Yeah, I know Mike Scioscia never says he wants the team to look at the scoreboard, but the reality is if you play well, take care of business here, especially at home, it's a homestand where you look for success, winning series. That if they pitch well, that's the thing, if they pitch well, they should be successful.
0-2 pitch to Ackley, check swing. He went around, so says the home plate umpire Mike Everett, and there's the first down of the ball game. 3 pitches, 1 out.
And that was a great slider from Urban. We didn't see that necessarily with the finish on some of his sliders in Chicago, but that was a nasty slider down and in on a left-handed batter. A tough batter in Ackley.
That'll bring up Michael Saunders, the center fielder, hitting .248 on the year with 10 home runs and 35 runs batted in. The first one is bounced over to second base. Howie Kendrick has it. 2 outs. Quickly check out our Hyundai key to the game.
You know, Lady Antebellum for you tonight, Victor. Need you now. With Urban Santana, his ability to dominate a game, he's going to have to be on his game when you're facing a guy like King Felix, who doesn't give up many runs himself. So the need for Urban to be the guy he was in the past in the month of August, 18-game winner throughout his career.
Well, the other thing, too, to talk about on this, or about that road stretch as we turn the page starting this homestand, is that as the struggles of the bullpen have continued to creep up, as it did on Wednesday, the starters, too, have a little bit to share in that blame as Jesus Montero looks at a strike. And I mean that from the standpoint not working deep into a ball game and trying to shorten games up.
And it seems to be when the offense gives the starter a lead, they give a run back or so right away. The importance of that shutout inning throughout this game for Urban.
Oh, no balls and 2 strikes on Montero. The DH tonight hitting .267 with 10 home runs and 42 runs batted in. 0-2 on the way. This is bounced to short. Eric Ibar has it. How about this? 7 pitches, 7 strikes for Irvin Santana. 1, 2, 3 first. It'll be Trout, Hunter, and Pujols to face King Felix with no score when we return. Score as we start at the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out Mike Scioscia's lineup. Halos at 59 and 53 at Mike Trout leading things off at center field. Torrey Hunter in right. Albert Pujols at first base. Mark Trumbull, the cleanup hitter in left field. It's Kendrys Morales at the DH spot, coming off that multi-homer game on Wednesday. Alberto Callaspo at third. Howie Kendrick at second. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, and Chris Iannetta batting ninth, doing the catching as they take on the 26-year-old right-hander native of Valencia, Venezuela. His name is Felix Hernandez.
Yeah, Felix has won 6 starts, 6 decisions in a row in his last 10 starts. ERA 1.41, fastball 92 to 97, although he has been in the low 90s with that 2-seam fastball. Very good curve, slider, changeup, split finger fastball.
Second start of the year for Felix against the Angels. First one out on the road as the first one is down and away. He started against the Halos on May 26th up at Safeco Field. Took the loss. Of course, that was capped off by the Alberto Callaspo pinch hit grand slam. He falls behind here to start this one off at 2 balls and no strikes. Mike Trout hitting .345. That still leads the American League in batting average. 20 home runs, 60 runs batted in. 21 doubles and 5 triples. Lifts this one in the air to shallow right center field. Michael Saunders comes in, calls off Eric Thames, and there is the first out for the Angels here in the first. Defensively for the Mariners, Wells, Saunders, Thames in the outfield from left to right. It's Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Carr from third to first. Jason's behind the dish.
And Brendan Ryan at shortstop has just committed 3 errors, a fielding percentage of .993. We've seen him make some of the most unbelievable plays at that shortstop position. He has a strong arm, very good on the backhand, but also good on the glove side as far as going up the middle.
Torrey Hunter steps in, swings first pitch, hits one out toward right field. Eric Thames is moving back. Got a beat on it, makes the catch, 2 outs. Torrey, the proud owner of a 9-game hitting streak, is retired on one pitch here in the first. Base is clear for Albert Pujols.
And I think you will see that a lot swinging the first pitch against Felix, because the fact is he will throw his fastball, especially early in the game, often. And that's the best chance, because if you fall behind against him with his curveball and slider that he has, and even very good changeup that he can take speed off his changeup, he's very difficult to hit.
First one to Albert is a fastball that misses down and away. They play the extreme pull on Pujols in the infield. Seager back and toward the line. You see Brendan Ryan out at shallow left, and Ackley, the second baseman, shading him up the middle. 1-1. Albert at 284. A tough stretch through Oakland. Besides that, he was red hot in Texas, red hot in Chicago. Went 1 for 10 against the Athletics at that 9th inning single on Wednesday. This one's fouled back, 1-2. Albert hitting 284. 24 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Overall on that road trip, a .349 batting average. This one lined to the alley in left center field, but shading him that way was the left fielder Casper Wells, and he'll make the catch for the third out. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels, one complete, we're scoreless. Starting pitchers with 1, 2, 3 first. Jaso, Seager, and Karp for Seattle here in the second inning against Irvin Santana. Picked up a strikeout as well. 7 pitches in that first inning, all 7 for strikes. John Jaso, the left-hand hitting catcher and cleanup hitter. It's a fastball up. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Former Tampa Bay Ray hitting 283 with 5 home runs and 31 runs batted in. A nice season for Seattle. That was a little bit high, and it's 2-0.
Jaso 6 for 9 in his career versus Urban. The .667 batting average.
Callaspo just about even with the bag at third as Jaso pulls one down the right field line. This one is hooking, and it is foul in the seats. Nice catch down there. Should be proud. Right to the wall and hauled it in.
Why you bring your glove?
2 balls and a strike. This is a Mariners team, as we pointed out, has lost 4 consecutive games. They are 26-33 out on the road this year, but a much better hitting team on the road than they are at home. Just a .208 average at Safeco, .251 out on the road this year. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back. 2-2, he jammed him. Popped up, Howie Kendrick. He's under it. 1 out. And this season, Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Club of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, will step in. 4-game hitting streak for him, hitting .252 overall. 13 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Second most runs batted in for an American League third baseman behind Miguel Cabrera. Seager will look at his strike. Beltre just behind Seager.
Tell you what, there's been some good life on the fastball here early on for Irvin. Locate a fastball there, he should be successful all night long.
Swing and a miss, down and in on that breaking pitch. 0-2. Irvin in his last start got a no decision, went 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits against the Chicago White Sox. Tried to climb the ladder there, and this one's fouled back into the press box. And the count remains at 0-2. This is a young Seattle Mariners ball club with talented position players. He's trying to get him to chase that slider down and in, led by Ackley and Seager. Michael Saunders has had a breakout year for him out in center field. Jesus Montero still trying to find his niche. And the learning process for Eric Wedge. Jack Sorensic, the general manager.
They definitely have some good power arms in their bullpen. There's no question about that. They just need to supplement it with a more consistent offense.
There's a strikeout, his second of the night for Santana. 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Mike Carp.
Great angle once again for this slider. Straight down, down and in. As a hitter, you read something on the outer half, and then it ends up on your back leg. That's the importance for Irvin as far as his slider. So often we've seen him throw a slider on the outer part of the plate, and it gets flat, goes to the big part of the bat. And that's when he runs into problems. That's a great area to throw his hard slider.
Carp will look at a strike. A .218 average with 5 home runs. 20 runs batted in. Playing time at first base. Justin Smoke option down to the minor leagues with his struggles. It's quickly 0-2.
Always mixing in a changeup early in the game, too, for Irvin. 4 0-2 counts already in the game for Irvin.
Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carp spent some time with the disabled list this year with an inflamed right shoulder. Started at the end of spring training. And the 1-2 pitch. That gets Carp on the back of the foot. So a hit by pitch. That's the first base runner that the Mariners have had today.
He tried to go inside with that 2-seam fastball to run back in the corner, but he pulled too quickly through on his mechanics and gets him in the back foot.
So Santana will work from the stretch for the first time, and Casper Wells, the left fielder, will step up. Wells hitting .237. He lifts one in the air in the middle part of the infield. Ibar and Kendrick. It's Howie Kendrick making the call on the catch, and the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the second with no score. no score. Mark Trumbo set to lead things off against Felix Hernandez. He led himself a 1-2-3 first inning, 3 fly ball outs, and all 3 of the outfielders got in some work. Trumbo hitting .291 on the year with 29 home runs and 73 runs batted in. Mark matching his home run total last year with his home run on Wednesday. And he'll look at a fastball that is up. Also had another base hit in that ball game. That was his first multi-hit game on Wednesday since July the 25th. Sliders down and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
Tracked that one pretty well. That's good numbers in his career versus Felix Hernandez. .375 with 2 home runs for Trumbo.
.2-0 pitch is out toward right field. Thames is moving back on it. He'll make the catch shy of the warning track. And there is out number 1.
Yeah, I was talking to him before the game about his struggles at times on the road trip. He's saying he, not necessarily all the time. I mean, he likes results like everyone else. You want your hits, your home runs, but he just wanted to have a good feel at the plate. And not until that last game did he feel comfortable. And even though that's an out right there, the results aren't there for him. The ball was hit well the other way, which is a good sign for Trumbo.
Here's Kendrys Morales, the DH. 9th career multi-homer game on Wednesday. Got 5 home runs in his last 9 games. Looks at a fastball for a strike. Kendrys hitting .279 with 14 home runs and 50 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike. And while Mark struggled through that road trip, Kendrys picked it up a little bit.
Well, he started to drive the ball very well. Hit even a couple good shots the other way.
This one's pulled to the right side. Ackley was out at shallow right field. Has a long way to go. Low throw, and it's dug out by Carp. 2 down. Hey, tomorrow when the Halos take on these M's at 6:05, kids 2 to 14 in attendance will receive an Angels lunch bag courtesy of Safe at Home while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at angels.com or stopping by the Angel Stadium ticket office. That's the first ground ball out that Felix Hernandez has recorded. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. 5 up and 5 down overall. And Callaspo will step in. Well, 0-1 on Alberto, who had 8 for 36 on the road trip at 245.
Yeah, I was wondering if King Felix would try to throw a fastball inside this time around against Callaspo after that pinch hit grand slam in Seattle. On a fastball on the inner half, up and in also.
Game changer for the Halos. Angels ended up sweeping that 4-game series. 5-2 on Seattle this year as Alberto swings through that one. 1-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. One of 2 grand slams hit by the Angels this year. Alberto had the first one. Kendrys Morales had the second one. That was in Texas.
That was a pretty good inning for Kendrys in Texas. 2-run home run and a grand slam. One from the left side, one from the right side.
Seems like just a month ago that occurred. 2-2 on the way. And Callaspo rips one down the line, and that is foul. Laz Diaz with the call.
Boy, he came back inside again, just like the one he hit in Seattle. Back at that Saturday afternoon game, fastball inside, tucked his hands in very quick and drove that out well out to right field with the bases loaded for Callaspo. Tried to come back inside once again, and he turned on it.
Full count. Like Felix was looking at that landing area after he delivered the pitch. Howie Kendrick is on deck. No score here in the bottom of the second.
Not bad number, 7 for 27 against Hernandez for Callaspo.
And he gets him swinging. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Hernandez as he picks up his first strikeout. 2 of the books with no score. That's a diehard fan right there in this heat. Trying to go with that Bryce Harper look.
Yes.
The eye black smeared downward. Pool smeared downward.
Get that focus.
Is that what it takes?
Yes.
Eric Thames swings at the first pitch, comes up empty, and it's 0-1. I recall that Eric Thames was with the Toronto Blue Jays.
It's a .366 career hitter against Angel pitching.
Northern California product. Swings and misses there. Snowballs and 2 strikes. 7th round pick of the Blue Jays in 2008. That's upstairs.
Thames 4 for 11 against Irvin with 2 home runs.
Hitting .240 on the year with 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in as he lines this one back up the middle. On a 1-2 pitch, Thames has the first hit for the Mariners. That'll bring up Brendan Ryan.
He's able to keep his hands back and try to go fastball away. Just a better approach for Thames going up the middle and by Irvin for a base hit. Thames can run a little bit, although he hasn't run that much this year. And with Brendan Ryan, a guy to do situational hit or bunt with him, Irvin's got to pay attention to Thames at first.
And hit by Thames, the first one in this ballgame for either side. Brendan Ryan hitting .204 on the season. A couple of home runs and 27 runs batted in.
And that play there by design to see if Brendan Ryan would square around to bunt. The pitcher hold on and step off the pitching rubber. A lot of times the batter will square around and that will give it away that they're going to give up the at bat and try to advance the base runner.
0-1 count.
That looked like it was more for a bunt for a base hit for Ryan.
Product of Notre Dame High School and Lewis Clark State University.
You know that well, don't you?
Former Warrior. Breaking pitches down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff Datz, the third base coach, flashing the signs. Dustin Ackley, the leadoff man, is on deck. Nobody out here in the third. 2-1. Irvin with a couple of strikeouts, a hit batter. Now the base hit to Thames.
Both these pitchers are not afraid to pitch inside. Irvin with his 8th batter hit tonight. Felix Hernandez has hit 10 batters this year. So both pitch inside.
Thames has never really racked up stolen bases, whether it's in the minor leagues or in the big leagues. 8 is most, and that was in 2010 at Double-A. Chris Iannetta has done a heck of a job of throwing the baseball down to second base on this road trip.
Trying out over 20% of would-be base throwers this year. Very quick. A couple big caught stealings on that road trip.
2-1. Question is, did he go? And they don't ask for help. No, he did go. Mike Everett brings it up, and it's 2-2.
You see that a lot out of Brendan Ryan with that fastball running, because he's a guy that dives out over the plate looking for something away. And he makes that commitment when you run a fastball in. He's already committed to swinging the bat.
2-2. Breaking pitch, got him looking. Down goes Ryan. There's out number 1. Strikeout number 3 for Irvin.
This slider kind of backed up on Irvin, but the reason why it was effective was because the fastball inside the pitch before. Made Ryan aware of the inside pitch.
There's Ackley, the leadoff man at second baseman. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Looks at a strike. Ackley and Seager, former teammates at the University of North Carolina. A chance to play in the same infield in the big leagues. He rips one out to deep right field, and the Mariners are going to have themselves a 2-0 lead. 9th home run of the year for Dustin Ackley, and RBIs 36 and 37.
Going down to 27th home run that Irvin has allowed. 15th versus left-handed batters. Looked like it was going to be a straight changeup, but it stayed in the middle of the plate, and Ackley did not miss that one. Well out in right center field.
So the Halos will play from behind here in the third. Saunders looks at a strike. Saunders 0 for 1. He grounded out to Howie Kendrick in the first inning. That is the 95th home run hit by the Seattle Mariners this year. They are 13th in the American League in that category.
It's a .361 slugging percentage for Seattle. On base percentage of .294.
Saunders again bounces this one to Howie, bobbles it, and that's going to be an error. So instead of 2 outs and nobody on, it'll be 1 out, and Saunders will reach on Howie's 9th error of the season.
What that does now is how he was looking up to make the throw before he got in position to keep that ball in the glove. Everything was textbook, but when he looked up, the ball ran up the heel of the glove and through the legs. Well, now what this forces Irvin to do is pay attention to Saunders, who has 15 stolen bases in 18 attempts. A little different type of lead, too, for Saunders. A guy that's almost like he's in position to, in the starting blocks, as if he's a racer.
Montero grounded out to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Acquired in the offseason from the Yankees. A catcher by trade, but serving as the DH. 10 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Ground ball back up the middle. Howie Kendrick to the backhand, has it go underneath his glove. And Saunders will go to third. And again, Howie looked like he was peeking up yet again.
It's one of those plays, too. Even if you can't make the play, you want to try to keep it in front so you keep the runner from getting into third base, and a fly ball will allow him to score. Slowed down on over the mound, and he was looking up. There's a little bit of confusion who was going to field the baseball, and so that came into play.
But you pointed out, I mean, you're not going to get an out, whether it's at second base or at first. It's just a matter of knocking it down, keeping it first and second. Instead, it's first and third. That goes as a hit for Montero. Jaso steps in. Jaso popped out, leading off the second. Seattle with a 2-0 lead, courtesy of the Dustin Ackley 2-run home run here in the third.
And the thing you don't want to allow have happen to you as a pitcher here, have a big inning go against you, especially when you're locked up against Felix Hernandez on the other side, who pitches so well.
Two balls and no strikes. Three and 0. First 3-ball count for Santana. Fairly easy first 2 innings. Jaso rips one high and deep to right field, and Seattle is going to have themselves a 5-0 lead. Sixth of the year for John Jaso. And as we said, you get ahead and stay ahead, you can be effective, whether it's a bad hitting team or a good hitting team. You start falling behind, you have to groove fastballs. They've got nothing to lose. They're going to pull the trigger, and that's exactly what Jaso just did.
Well, you can look just for his zone to be able to drive the ball, and that's what Jaso was able to get it accomplished. He's got very good numbers in his career versus Angel pitching, and he's had good success against Irvin also.
Kyle Seager takes down an Inway, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Nearly a .500 career hitter in Angel Stadium. Very patient at the plate. Gets himself into good fastball counts.
.290 hitter out on the road. And for the second straight batter, Irvin falls behind here. 3 balls and no strikes. You can't go away from your game plan just because of 2 swings of the bat. It's almost like you're giving in to them.
And that's when you reach back and throw a little bit extra on your fastball to get it by some of these hitters.
3-1. Error by Howie, not helping a whole lot. Would have been 2 outs, nobody on. Seager lifts this one out to center field. Mike Trout is there. Second out of the inning.
I've always been a big believer in the fact is as a pitcher you try to pick up your fielders when they make a mistake. That's your job on the mound. And it's not that Irvin's not trying to do that, but you've got to be a little bit extra as far as picking them up because they feel bad they didn't make the play behind you. They're going to make those plays throughout the year, but you have to try to pick them up.
There's Mike Carp, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Check out our GoPro cam in the Angels' pen already. Jerome Williams loosening. 48 pitches thrown by Irvin. 32 have been strikes. 3 punch outs, but 2 big home runs in this inning. And this is 2 balls and no strikes. Dustin Ackley is 9th of the year, 2-run shot. Jaso on a 3-0 pitch at his 6th, a 3-run shot. The Halos will play from behind against Felix Hernandez. This one's fouled back. 2-1. And that's the type of hack you will see on a 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 type of count.
Boy, first 2 innings is 22 pitches combined thrown, 28 so far here in the 3rd.
Two. This one's pulled foul. Another 2-2. Carp takes that one at shot. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, so an official at bat for him. He's gone to a full count. Casper Wells is on deck. Payoff pitch. Carp pulls it foul again. Three-2 again. Carp lines this one out to center field. Trout coming on. They'll make the catch. The inning comes to an end, but Seattle sends 8 to the plate. They score 5 on a couple of home runs. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Mariners lead at 5-0. Third, the Halos will play from behind, down 5-0. We'll send the bottom third of the order. And just to add insult to injury, Felix Hernandez, 52-3 career record, but getting 5 or more runs of support. So the Angels will have their hands full tonight. Hernandez has retired the first 6 batters he has faced. Howie Kendrick, Eric Ibar, and Chris Iannetta here in the third. The first one is a little bit high. Now, the one thing that it will do with Felix, and we've seen this at times when he has had leads, he just becomes more of a fastball type pitcher. Just gets away from his game a little bit.
That gives you a chance.
Yeah, he can be dominant at any point, but he's a guy that says, you know what, I have a 5-0 lead. I have a good fastball. Here it is. If you could score off me, then knock yourself out.
Yeah, we showed that graphic, 52-3, but one of those losses was against the Angels in 2007.
Cut fastball missing down and away. It's 2 balls and a strike. Now he's hitting .282. 5 home runs and 40 runs batted in.
But you have a much better chance if you're looking fastball against Felix to be successful than if you are trying to hit his curve or slider.
This one out to the alley at right center field. Thames is giving chase. The ball skips all the way to the wall. Howie will lead off this third inning with a double, his 17th of the year.
And that's the importance for this offense right now. Responding right back. Get back in the game. Don't allow King Felix to get comfortable and start challenging hitters. But it's a good approach. Just right through that baseball, let it travel. Get a real good view here how deep that ball was in the strike zone at that point and going inside out and hitting that ball well to right center field for Howie Kendrick.
Eric Ibar steps up to the plate. 7 for 13 against the Oakland Athletics. His first action off the disabled list. He hits this one back up the middle. Brendan Ryan bobbles it for a sack and has troubles picking it up, and Ibar will reach. That, much like we said about Howie Kendrick, that's a product of looking up and seeing that Howie's taking off to third, and maybe perhaps trying to take a chance at third base.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, but when you're up 5-0, you should be thinking in terms of the out at first base. Brendan Ryan, this is his 4th error of the season.
Even saw Felix Hernandez point toward third base. It is an error on Brendan Ryan, his 4th of the year, usually a sure-handed middle infielder. And Chris Iannetta will step up. 2 have reached to start this third inning for the Angels, down 5-0. Iannetta looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Chris had a 3 for 9 series against Oakland, overall hitting .211. 5 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Ackley playing in and toward the bag a little bit. You see Brendan Ryan really cheating in at the shortstop position. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That's that real good changeup that Hernandez has. Can change speeds with that pitch also. How many people you look around and throw an 87-mile-an-hour changeup, but he has a very good one.
A pretty good one to Alberto Callaspo to finish off the second for his first strikeout. He's got Kendrick at third and Ibar at first. Eric with a good lead at first base. That's in tight. That hit him. Mike Evers saying it did not. Chris threw the bat away. Mike Scioscia's probably going to come out and argue. Looks like Mike Evers trying to calm Chris down.
So we're going to give you another changeup. It did something. Definitely didn't hit the bat.
He immediately dropped the bat. It was going to take his base, but Mike Evers says he did not hit him. Said it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Kind of surprised Mike Scioscia didn't come out to at least get an explanation. The 1-2. Same pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's going back to back to back changeups against Iannetta.
In hopes of either getting the strikeout or a slowly hit ground ball where he can turn a double play. 2-2. It's a full count. They want an appeal. I think Jason was asking for an appeal. He did not go. Everett. It was the home plate umpire's discretion as to whether or not he needs help. And you wonder if Ibar takes off here with a full count.
Scioscia has a lot of trust in Iannetta's vision of the strike zone. He won't be going up there chasing.
Top of the order, Mike Trout on deck. Halos down 5-0 here in the third. Eric doesn't go, and the 3-2 is cut out and missed.
Another changeup again.
There's the first out of the third inning.
And this pitch had a lot of action on it also. For as good as the fastball Hernandez has, he only throws about 59% of his pitches are fastballs. Almost 12% slider, 13 with his curveball, but his changeup about 17% of his pitches. He's very confident with his changeup. He threw 4 to Iannetta during that sequence.
Here's Trout with a fly ball to center field in the bottom of the first inning. Fastball for a strike. They've yet to see Ibar at all break or even make a move as if he were going from first base.
Hernandez with 1 pickoff this year has allowed 13 stolen bases in 19 attempts. Pretty quick footwork there.
Yeah, quick draw, quick tag by Carp. Good opportunity for the Angels to get on the board. Down 5-0. A couple of home runs for Seattle. Kendrick with a leadoff double, and Ibar reached on the error by Brendan Ryan. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed pitch missing inside. A ball and a strike with 1 out here in the third. Nice dig by Jaso.
Looked like another off-speed pitch. First pitch he threw the Trout was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but since then, change-up in, change-up away. So he's going to throw him a slider here.
2-1 pitch. Slider missing away. 3 balls and a strike. Brennan Ryan, the shortstop, playing Trout in a double play situation as if he were playing the infield in. That's the respect to the speed of Mike Trout. If they get a ground ball to him, trying to turn double play as quickly as possible.
You must have a good feel for your athletic ability to be able to cover that much ground playing that far in.
That's a strike, the full count.
Because you're giving up a big angle by playing that far in. If you're Brendan Ryan, especially when you look up and you're up 5-0.
Looked like Trout, as he backed out of the plate, didn't quite care for that call by Mike Devers, but did catch the top part of the strike zone. So a full count, and see if Ibar goes now with
one out. You have to believe he's going here for Eric Ibar.
And with Ryan playing in like that, if the contact plays on, Kendrick better get a good secondary lead if he is planning on going and trying to score. Normally with a shortstop playing back at normal depth, you're basically conceding that run, but that's not what Seattle is doing here. Now Ryan backs up a little bit. Ibar goes at 3-2, is out to the alley in left center field. This one's hit well, and that one is gone! Big fly for Mike Trout! A 3-run shot, and just like that, the Halos are back in it.
What an at-bat for Mike Trout. After that high strike called on him, 3-2, gets a pitch down and hits it out to left center field. It was a warm day today, there's no question about it. In Southern California, you see the baseball flying. Looked like it was another changeup he threw. Well, that's great balance, especially if you're a hitter, young hitter, you're dealing with a fastball that could be up there at 95, but he throws a changeup, and he still kept his weight back and then threw the baseball and crushed it out for his 21st home run, 63rd RBI.
Torre looks at a fastball for a strike. One ball, one strike on Torre. Hit a fly ball to deep right field in his first AB. Just never gets old. That one's off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Look at our Mazda leaders. Torrey Hunter, 4th in the American League with a .359 batting average since the All-Star break.
Mentioned in the midst of a 9-game hitting streak. Breaking pitch forward towards the hole. Brennan Ryan has it to the backhand. Strong arm. And the foot stayed on the bag, according to Laz Diaz. Alfredo Griffin says it did not. And neither did Torrey Hunter. Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, was up the line. So you wonder if he gets Laz Diaz to ask for help. But that is not going to be the case. 2 outs.
Well, that's the plays we're accustomed to seeing Ryan make it into the outfield grab. Strong throw. See if Harper's able to keep his foot on the base.
That foot is off the bag, is it not? It sure is. And then how do you not go out and argue that? If you have your first base coach and your base runner arguing that the foot was off the bag. As Albert fouls this one back, and it's 0-1.
You know, especially when you see the first baseman try to keep his foot there as long as possible. A lot of times when you're confident that you're there, you're already throwing that baseball around the diamond.
Man, it couldn't hurt to ask for help. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one bounced foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Look, Felix Hernandez is making a number of mistakes on his off-speed pitches in this inning, in particular in this game so far. He got a lot of fly ball outs. First 2 innings, 4 of them. So a number of changeups, his curveball and slider. He still has one of the best fastballs in the game, but he's gotten away from it.
Bouncing the breaking pitch.
Well, that one swing by Trout, all of a sudden the Angels right back in the game. They have responded back. That's what you want when you're giving up 5 to come right back like that, score 3. Now you feel like you're part of the game. Now it's up to Irvin to start pitching well again, like he did in the first 2 innings.
Albert lined one out to the alley left center field that Wells caught in his first inning at bat as that pitch misses in. And as we said with Felix when this inning started, he can be at times be a little headstrong and just continue to come after guys, not make adjustments. He did make the adjustment on the off-speed pitches, but he made some bad off-speed pitches too.
And he keeps going to that off-speed pitch.
2-2, and that is hit high and deep toward left center field. Casper Wells drifting back onto the track. He'll make the catch, and the inning comes to the end. The Halos get 3 on Mike Trout's 21st home run of the season. We've played 3 here at the Big A, and the Angels trail it 5-3. Trout's 21st home run, 5-3 Seattle. Now Irvin going back to work here, facing Wells, Thames, and Ryan. The bottom third of the Mariners order. Wells, the only man not to bat in that third inning for Seattle. He's 0 for 1. He popped out to Howie Kendrick in the second. This one's cued off the end of the bat. Albert going deep to his right will feed Santana, and the out is recorded. That is the first one here in the fourth. Let's take a look at our AT&T trivia question for this evening. And tonight we ask Irvin Santana, Felix Hernandez, 2 of 4 active pitchers with 200 or more career starts, all for one team. Who are the others? No Dean Chance?
I was going to throw him out there no matter what, but he's not quite active right now as far as on the mound. Think about Cole Hamels.
This one ripped over to first. Albert has it go between his legs. Feeds Santana. Not going to be a tie. We'll see how they rule that one. Sharply hit, but just off the tip of the glove. More than likely an error on Albert. Thames had a base hit up the middle leading off the third inning and came around to score a run.
Right off the heel of the glove.
It is an error on Albert. 6th of the year. So Thames is on board for the second time, and here's Brendan Ryan, who struck out looking in the third. 1 of 3 strikeouts for Santana.
Well, just looking at that expression of Albert, I mean, he's a great hitter, we know that, but he has such pride in his fielding. Was real happy with himself there.
Brendan looks at a breaking pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Very good month of July for Brendan Ryan. The rest of the season has been a struggle offensively. 0-2. Missed some time after the last couple of days. He fouls this one back. It was hit by a pitch against the Yankees in Saturday's game. That's why you see the wrap on the elbow.
And the reason being because he looks away. So he's diving, looking for something on the outer part of the plate. If you can run a two-seam fastball in, you can jam him.
Good lead for Thames at first, and the 0-2 to Ryan. A swing and a miss. Down he goes. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Back to the top of the order now with Dustin Ackley stepping up. First pitch swinging, lofts went out to shallow left. Ibar going out. Trumbo with the call. The inning comes to an end. Well, into the bottom of the fourth. Halos trailing this one 5-3.
New wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Angels down 5-3 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Irvin Santana with the shutdown inning after the Halos put 3 on the board in the bottom of the third. But still down by 2. Mark Trumbo to lead things off here against Felix Hernandez. The first one is a strike. Cut fastball. Trumbo hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. 0 for 1. Good numbers in his career against Felix Hernandez. Now 6 for 17, including 2 home runs. One ball, one strike. Remember sitting down with Mark in spring training, doing those interviews that we do quite a bit down there, and ask him the toughest pitcher that he faces in the American League. He said Felix Hernandez. This one's down and away, 2 balls and a strike. He goes, I don't know why I have good numbers against him, but that's the guy that I don't want to see.
Well, you remember that home run he hit in an afternoon game here last year? Dead center field. Even Felix Hernandez turned around and gave a wow how far that went.
Went around to the breaking pitch. Just missed off the plate at a full count. Pretty good pitch.
Let's see if he'll go with another fastball, or will he throw a changeup here?
Morales on deck. Callaspo after that. 3-2 off the end of the bat foul. Another 3-2. This is chopped to the right side. Karp has it to the backhand. Looks at the glove to make sure the ball's in there. There's out number one. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question. Irvin St. John and Felix Hernandez, 2 of 4 active pitchers for 200 or more starts for one team. Who are the others? Mark Burley? Oh, Justin Verlander, Matt Cain.
Two pretty good pitchers, one with a perfect game, another with a no-hitter.
I didn't think Burley would be pretty close to the White Sox.
Maybe because he's on Miami now. Active with them. Only with one club.
But I didn't read the fine print.
It says with one club.
Okay. Here's the 1-0. Morales swinging and missing on the breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Like real good balance that Felix has when he goes to deliver the baseball. They get good balance over the pitching rubber. That slight little turn he has in the hip allows him to get that balance.
Ball on 2 strikes. Kendrys grounded out to Ackley in the second innings. He's 0 for 1. Ackley playing out at shallow right field. This one's popped up. Another off-speed pitch. 2 down.
Well, Kendrys saw a slider, a curveball, and a changeup in that sequence.
Well, you figure that's going to happen with the way the Angels have swung the bats of late. Very good hitting ball club, especially the power numbers going up, batting average going up, slugging going up. Teams are going to start making the adjustment, going with more off-speed pitches.
Boy, jumped on a lot of fastballs on that road trip. 23 home runs hit.
Callaspo swinging through this one. It's 0-1. Alberto struck out swinging in the second. One of 2 punch outs for Hernandez. 3-time All-Star, including this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Made his debut at 19 years of age. August the 4th, 2005 against the Tigers. Two balls and 1 strike.
Won a Cy Young. I haven't seen many 96, 97 mile an hour fastballs from him this year. He still has that in there. He's been using that 2-seam fastball a little bit more.
Callaspo swinging through this one. And it's 2-2. Hernandez has retired the side in order twice the first 2 innings. There's 6 up, 6 down before Howie Kendrick led off the third with a double to the alley in right center field. 2-2 on the way. Outside, a full count. Kendrick on deck.
It's a 4th full count in the game for Hernandez. We are here in the 4th inning. It's a high total for him.
3-2. Pull to the right side. Dustin Ackley has it. Angels go down in order. We are through 4 here at the Big A. Seattle leads at 5-3.
play. This tells you how good Mike Trout is against one of the best pitchers in the game. Fastball at 95, then a couple off-speed pitches, and a nasty slider just off the plate. Came in with a fastball, catches the inside part of the plate, then a changeup. Most hitters, especially a young hitter, is going to be out in front. He did a tremendous job of keeping his hands back, his balance, and then threw with that short, compact swing for a 3-run home run for Mike Trout, his 21st.
Halos down 5-3 starting this 5th inning. Michael Saunders, the center fielder, leads things off. And he'll line one to the alley in left center field. That's a base hit. Trumbo over to cut it off. Saunders trying to go to second. The throw from Trumbo is a little bit high and off target. So Saunders leads off this 5th inning with his 27th double of the year.
He's got a long, quick stride, Saunders does. And right away gets into scoring position.
Jesus Montero, the DH, stepping up. The double by Saunders, the 5th hit picked up by Seattle. The 4 others coming into 3rd. Montero takes a breaking pitch for a strike.
Montero's changed his approach with Takahashi getting loose in the bullpen for the Angels here in the top of the 5th. When he was with the Yankees, his approach was definitely the other way. Right field to right center field, turned into more of a pull hitter at this point.
Montero 1 for 2. Base hit in the 3rd inning and a run scored. Little jam shot flared towards short. Ibar is there. One out. Fires a second and they got him. What a play by Eric Ibar. Bad base running by Michael Saunders. 2 down.
But that's those great instincts we talk about so often with Eric Ibar. He initially tried to play it off as if the ball was going to be over his head. Got back and it froze Saunders just enough where he was going to have to get back quickly. But then the strong throw, no hesitation at all. Great play by him, and of course Howie being at second base. That's a big double play. But those instincts for Ibar and that arm strength, outstanding.
So 2 outs and the bases clear for Jaso, the catcher, who is 1 for 2, a pop-up and a 3-run home run. First one is high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Irvin, 68 pitches so far tonight. 49 have been strikes.
That's one of those plays, though, as a manager, you're going to be upset with your base runner that plays in front of you. Although Ibar did a great job of trying to sell it, but the reality is that baseball's right in front. You're not going to score anyhow. You're just going to advance 1 base.
2-1. Three balls and 1 strike on John Jaso, the home run that he hit in the 3rd inning. The capper of that 5-run 3rd, the 6th of the year. And he lays off. That's the first walk issued in this game.
Irvin has to refocus once again. He's had some issues after getting 2 outs of finishing off an inning. Focus through, get the offense going.
Seager bounces the first one toward the middle. Howie to the backhand has it for the first, and it's dug out by Albert, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, a hit, 1 left. John will head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels down 5-3. Bottom of the fifth inning, Kendrick Ibar and Iannetta. Angels down 5-3. Irvin Santana. Leadoff double helped out by that double play ball, and that's Seager to ground out. Nice play by Howie to finish off the top of the fifth. Howie with a double leading off the third, his 17th of the year, so he's 1 for 1. As the breaking pitch is in for a strike. Halos with just 2 hits tonight. The double by Kendrick, the home run by Trout. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Count even at 1-1.
Howie 366 in his last 11 games, including 5 RBI for him.
Howie lines one toward left center field. Saunders giving chase, and he'll play it on the bounce. Gets it back in, and Howie with his second hit of the ball game. This one a leadoff single.
One to right center. Another one here. It's a left center field for Howie Kendrick. All speed pitch went with it. This time his ability to turn on it. Last at bat, let the fastball travel deep in the zone and went to right center field. This one to left center field.
There's Ibar, who reached on the error by Ryan in the third. Takes one up and away, and it's 1 ball, no strike. Seager's playing in over at third base. Ryan cheating in a couple of steps at shortstop, as is Ackley at second. The 1-0. This one pulled to the right side, and that sneaks into right field, a base hit. Howie will round second. He'll head to third. No throw from Thames. And the Halos have runners at first and third. Nobody out, just like they did to start the third inning.
A nice approach. Got it by Carp at first base. Carp having to hold Howie at first base. Creates that hole between first and second. Another all-speed pitch from Hernandez, and this one by Carp. Howie going all the way, first to third. It's a good start to this inning as they're trying to come all the way back in this game after being behind 5-0 after the top of the third.
Here's Chris Iannetta, strikeout victim in the third. Ibar with a good lead over at first base. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Chris saw a bevy of off-speed pitches in his third inning at bat. Figure that the way that Ackley is playing, that he's got coverage at second base should Ibar take off at any point. A 1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he's running that two-seam fastball inside against Iannetta, then a steady diet of sliders and changeups.
He threw a couple of changeups on the inside part of the plate in his previous AB.
Well, when Chris is hitting the ball well, he hits the ball extremely hard to right center field.
Ibar takes off. The 1-1 pitch is down low. The third out of second is not in time. A stolen base for Ibar. Eric with his 8th of the year. And a 2-1 count on Iannetta as that pitch is called a ball.
Boy, big jump, too, for Ibar. Straight steal. Now the 14th stolen base in 20 attempts that Hernandez has allowed. It still has that hip turn, which makes it a little more difficult for a catcher to throw at a would-be base stealer. Longer time to the plate.
Infield back for Seattle. Iannetta looks at a strike, evens the count.
With just a ground ball to the right side of the infield, if you're going to make it out, that's a spot to hit it. You're going to get the run across. You're going to advance Ibar to third base with the potential tying run.
Trout's on deck. Nobody out here in the fifth. Halos down by 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little foul. Another off-speed pitch.
It's so hard for a hitter to stay back on an off-speed pitch against Hernandez because he does have a very good fastball, a plus fastball.
They could dial it up at any time. Kendrick at third and Ibar at second. Setting up inside another 2-2. And that is in off the plate, a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that is ball 4. They're loaded up for Trout.
And now it's time for Coors Light. Cold, hard blast. Back in the third inning with 2 on. Mike Trout gets a 3-2 changeup and drives it to left center field for his 21st home run, 63rd RBI. What a swing, compact power for Trout. Coors Light Cold Hard Blast is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Mike 1 for 2 with that 3-run home run in the third inning. 63 runs batted in now this season. And again with that unusual alignment with Brandon Ryan playing in at shortstop. Ackley's cheating in a couple of steps at second. Nobody out here in the fifth. Time is called. An object is landed on the warning track in right field. Kendrick at third, Ibar at second, Ionnet at first. First one on the way. Breaking pitch in for a strike.
I'm not so sure Hernandez wanted that pitch in that part of the strike zone. A hanging slider.
Trout tired of waiting, so he'll back out. 77 pitches thrown by Felix Hernandez, 43 strikes, 2 punch outs and a walk. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air down the right field line. Thames is giving chase toward the corner. Reaches up, he'll make the catch. The sac fly will score Kendrick, and it's a 1-run game. Ibar does not stop. The ball gets away from Ryan, and we are tied up at 5.
Boy, Trout may get 2 RBI because he never stopped Eric Ibar. He was determined to go. Once Dino saw that ball was getting thrown in towards second base, there was no hesitation whatsoever to send him. And this ball almost got out down right field. But right away, you're going to see Dino Ebel sending him home on a throw into second base. So credit Ibar and credit Dino Ebel for being aggressive and allowing this game to get tied.
Ionetta reaches second base. A 5-5 tie here in the fifth. And we'll see how they credit the sac fly if he does indeed get a second RBI, or if they charge Eric Thames with an error. Here's Torrey Hunter with Ionetta at second base.
But I don't think you can assume he's going to throw him out at home anyhow. So I think he gets credit with 2 RBI on a sac fly.
And again, it's the bottom third of the order getting it started for the Halos.
Solid base running from Ionetta to get into scoring position himself.
0-1 pitch. Torrey bounces this one to short. Ionetta's going to try to go to third. Ryan will throw him out. 2 outs. So Hunter reaches on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Albert Pujols.
And that's just one of those times where Iannetta, who did a nice job getting into scoring position, especially with Pujols up, you're better off, especially the ground ball to Ryan. He's very smart as far as what to do with the baseball. You're better off staying in scoring position for Pujols. Ran it very aggressive to get to second base to begin with.
Here's Albert, twice has hit the ball well against Felix Hernandez. Nothing to show for it. This one's fouled off to the right. It's 0-1. Mike Trout does indeed get credit for a sacrifice fly and 2 runs batted in. So a 5 RBI game for Trout. 65 on the year. Torrey at first. Here's the 0-1. Albert off the end of the bat, pops it up. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, has it. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels tie things up. Eric Aybar, great hustle, scores the tying run. We're through 5, knotted at 5.
Bit of everything so far. Brendan Ryan with the strong throw from the outfield grass. Looks like it might have pulled Mike Carp's foot off the base. Torrey Hunter's called out, but Eric Aybar, those great instincts he has, not only with the glove, to be able to double up Saunders, who had led off with a double, and also we saw those instincts able to score on a sac fly from second base to tie the game up. It was a Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Here in the 6th inning, Carp, Wells, and Thames against Irvin Santana as the Angels offense once again has picked up the pitching side of things. Now it's up to Irvin to throw a goose egg up on the board. Carp has been hit by a pitch to fly ball to center. 0 for 1 as the first one is high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Hisanori Takahashi was loosening last inning. Figure that Irvin at 74 pitches will be on a short leash here as this one is down and in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes. Not what you want to see from Irvin after all of a sudden the deficit and the hole that he dug the Angels in had been erased. 3-1. Let's take a look at our Hyundai key to the game once again.
It'll need you now, Irvin. This is an opportunity for not only for yourself but for the club itself. Put a 0 up and let the offense continue to attack Felix Hernandez.
Fouled off to the left, and it's a full count on Carp.
The offense has allowed you back in the game. Gave up those 5 runs in the 3rd, but you've pitched well since that point. But now the offense has picked you up. There's a lot of momentum on the offensive side. Now it's up to you, Irvin. Put a 0 up.
Bounce over to second. Howie Kendrick has this one. So he battles back from a 3-0 to get the ground down. First shot here, the 6th is recorded. Brings up the left fielder, Casper Wells. 0 for 2 tonight. Wells has popped out to Kendrick and grounded out to Albert Pujols on an off-speed pitch. Pulls this one down to left field line, but foul.
Definitely inner half hitter. Wells is. Tries to turn on pitches, whether it's off speed or fastball in. You can go two-seam fastball away down, slider away against him.
Wells coming over from the Tigers last year. That was a Doug Fister trade. Swing and a miss. And it is 0-2. Francisco Martinez, Chance Ruffin, and Charlie Furbush also a part of that trade. Michigan native, 27 years of age. The 0-2 from Santana's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Urban's got to throw a slider right here, outer half and down.
And he got him. Iannetta applies the tag, 2 down. And that'll bring up Eric Thames as we take a look at our standings. The American League West brought to you by Kia. Texas lost one tonight to the Tigers. That was down in Texas. Oakland lost to the Chicago White Sox 4-3 in Chicago. The Halos with an opportunity to pick up a game in the West. At the start of the day, 7 back of the division leading Texas Rangers. Texas playing a quick 3-game set at home against the Tigers, and they're back out on the road starting a series against the Yankees on Monday in New York. Thames has been on board twice with a single and an error as he takes that pitch inside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. 1 for 2 tonight for Thames. Good off-speed pitch. 2-1.
Good decision there for Urban to throw a slider. Thames was looking for a fastball. He's got 2 career home runs against Urban. He was in a good fastball count.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball away. Two and 2. Thames coming over from Toronto in exchange for Steve Delabar on July the 30th. Reliever. Swing and a miss. Down it goes Thames as Urban has himself a 1-2-3-6. At the bottom of the inning, tied at 5. will lead things off against Felix Hernandez. He'll be followed by Kendrys Morales and Alberto Callaspo. Halos with 3 in the third, 2 in the fifth. Seattle getting all 5 of their runs in the third inning off Santana. Mark tonight is 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a ground ball to Carp at first base. The first one, boo. Big swing and a miss. Just found it straight back, and it's 0-1. 73 runs batted in for Trumbo. Hit his 29th home run, matching his season total of last year on Wednesday at the Coliseum in Oakland. 0-1 pitch. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned that Felix Hernandez over the last 10 starts prior to tonight, 6-0 and a 1.41 ERA and 75 strikeouts. Halos have touched him for 5 runs so far tonight. As this one's chopped to the left side, Kyle Seager has it on 2 bounces. 1 away. And the Angels opening up this homestand with Seattle. They have themselves a new team store, Little Halos store, which is out in right field. Be sure to check things out. I like it.
That's a pretty cool little place to go for kids. Hang out, watch the game. Merchandise for them to buy. I'm sure they're going to have a few of those little trout hats that see at the top. We'll be wearing those.
Just a few of those?
Yes.
There's Kendrys Morales, who has seen a lot of off-speed pitches tonight. The first one is a fastball down and in. Kendrys is grounded out to second and popped out to second. There's the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm just looking at Felix Hernandez. He's had 3 shutouts this year, and 2 of the 3 times after the shutout, he struggled. He had a shutout against way back against Boston, then struggled, gave up 4 runs the very next start.
Saunders unable to cut this one off. Kendrys will head to second with a 1-out double. Morales with his 14th double of the season puts himself in the scoring position. 5 of the runs, we mentioned that the Angels have touched him for 5 runs, 4 earned. Mariners have committed 2 errors. The Angels have committed 2 errors tonight.
Well, a nice approach by Kendrys with that one. Pitch stayed back well, thought the other way, and committed to the swing and hits the left center field for a double. 14th this year.
Alberto Callaspo tonight 0 for 2. Strikeout victim in the second. Grounded out to Ackley in the fourth. As he started to pull the trigger, and he did go around, says Paul Schreiber at third base. Oh, 1 count. Casper Wells very shallow in left field. Thames shallow in right. 0-1 pitch. This one's looped down a left field line, and this one's got a chance to fall, and it's just foul. With as shallow as Casper Wells is playing in left field, that's pretty much the only way a little blooper scores Kendrys Morales. So Kendrys back to second and a no-ball, 2-strike count on Alberto.
And that didn't miss by a whole lot. Just a few baseballs away from that line.
Oh, 2 on the way, and Alberto fouls it off. Going fastball up and away.
Staying away now against Callaspo. Grand slam against him in Seattle, then even to pull the one just foul down the right field line on a fastball inside earlier.
Morales standing at second with a 1-out double to the alley in left center field. Inside. 1-2.
times after a slider in like that, Hernandez will try to throw a changeup away. It's a left-handed batter.
Castle bounces this one to short. Brendan Ryan will go to first. 2 outs. Morales advances to third. And next week, the Halos will celebrate the 10th anniversary of their first World Championship. Highlights of the week include anniversary giveaways, honorary first pitches, and the induction of the 2002 championship team. For more information and to purchase tickets, just log on at angels.com/anniversary. Howie Kendrick at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and 2 runs scored. Went around on the off-speed pitch, and it snowballs at a strike.
Well, he's had some pretty good approaches against Hernandez tonight. 2 hits, double, and a single. But coming in the game, just a .213 hitter against Felix through his career, 10 for 47.
Fouls this one off to the right. 0-2. This is the 27th career start for Felix Hernandez against the Angels. Second of this season. Overall, a 6-10 record of 3.80 ERA all time.
Hernandez, though, has 9 wild pitches. And 3 wins in his last 17 starts versus the Halos.
0-2 pitch. And Howie pulls one right to Seager at third. Good piece of hitting. And Seager positioned perfectly, nabs it, and the inning comes to an end. We've played 6 here at the Big A. We're tied at 5. Grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Dodge. Top of the 7th here at the Big A. We are tied at 5. The Halos and Irvin Santana battling back from a 5-0 deficit. Irvin coming off a 1-2-3 6th inning will face 9, 1, and 2 here in the 7th. Ryan, Ackley, and Saunders. 88 pitches thrown by Irvin. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. 5 hits allowed. Breaking pitches in for a strike. Double barrel action for the Halos. Kevin Jepson, the righty. Hisanori Takahashi, the left-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Irvin's throwing some pretty good curveballs and changeups in this game, along with his slider. Got the 90 pitch plateau for him.
Brendan Ryan rolls this one to third, backhanded by a Callaspo. 1 out. Mike Scioscia is coming out. That may be all for Ervin Santana with Dustin Ackley coming up. Scioscia is going to pull him here and go with the left-hander in Takahashi. With one out here, the seventh, we've got ourselves a pitching change. Ervin is done as we are tied at 5.
Scored 5 runs in the third with home runs by Justin Ackley and John Jaso. But Mike Trout, 5 RBI, ties the career high. He's done it just one other time. Some great plays in the field, especially by Eric Ibar and at the bases. And Ervin Santana bounced back after those 5 runs he allowed in the third inning. An outstanding job, in my opinion. You could look at numbers and see that he gave up 4 runs, but the reality, he shut the M's down from that point, especially when the Angels came back and tied it up.
So in and out, who is in, who is out. Santana is out, obviously, and Hisanori Takahashi is in with 1 out of the 7th. Ackley and Saunders, left-handed batters. The second baseman looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. The 6 1/3 innings thrown by Santana tonight. The longest outing for an Angel starting pitcher not named Weaver since Zach Greinke went 7 innings last Friday against the White Sox. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ackley tonight 1 for 3. He had a 2-run home run in the third inning. He got the scoring started for Seattle. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good break on that slider so far for Takahashi. He's been guiding that pitch, not snapping off that slider of late. It's a big pitch for him.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner with a fastball. Down goes Ackley, 2 down.
Boy, when you have a hitter aware of that breaking pitch, you can sneak a fastball by him. And Takahashi was able to do so. Nice job of calling the pitches by Iannetta, framing that pitch on the outside part of the plate at 89.
Here's Saunders. He led off the 5th inning with a double, then was doubled up. A nice play by Eric Ibar. The first one's hit in the air toward right center field. Trout giving chase. He's got a beat on it. And Takahashi gets the job done as he retires the 2 batters. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. We are tied at 5.
with the game tied at 5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Eric Ibar going to lead it off against Felix Hernandez, who's had a solid game against him. Been on base twice, scored 2 runs, 1 for 2, got on via an error, and also stole a base.
Halos will have 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the 7th. Ibar, Ionetta, and Trout against Felix Hernandez. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 5 hits allowed. The first one is in for a strike. Ibar now, since coming off the disabled list, 8 for 15. Picked up a stolen base. He has scored 2 runs tonight. Pulls this one to the right side. Ackley to his left has it. 1 out.
Take a look at our upcoming schedule for the Angels here. 2 more. 6 o'clock start against Seattle tomorrow night, and a day game on Sunday, followed by the Cleveland Indians in town in a 4-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays, and off the road again against 2 very good clubs in the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers.
Ionetta tonight, a strikeout and a walk. The first one is down in the dirt. Hernandez not very happy with that location. 1 ball, no strikes. 99 pitches thrown by Felix. Ionetta pops it up. Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, is there. 2 out.
He just missed that pitch. That was a mistake by Hernandez, and Ionetta just got underneath. You can see by his reaction, he had a pitch to drive.
Trout tonight, 5 runs batted in. 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Had a 2 RBI sac fly in the 5th. Swinging first pitch. Hits it in the air on the first base side. Carp near the railing, and he's going to run out of room. This one hitting off one of the seats and ricocheting out into shallow right. No balls and a strike.
Twice in his career, he's driven in 5 runs, Trout, both against Seattle, which has been a very good pitching team over the last few seasons. It's been their offense. And that's the first 2 RBI sac fly by an Angel since 1986, Rupert Jones.
Oh, 2. Kevin Jepson ready to go in the bullpen. Figure that's the guy that Scioscia would go to as that pitch misses down and away. Here comes the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. He got him. Felix Hernandez with a 1-2-3 7th. We will head to the 8th, tied at 5.
Seattle up 5-0. Trout with 2 on. 3-run home run to left center field in the 3rd. Then with the bases loaded in the 5th, hits a sacrifice fly to the right field and ends up scoring 2 runs. Dino Abel never hesitated sending Eric Ibar home when he saw that throw coming into second base. Giving Trout 5 RBIs. The game tied here at 5, top of the 8th, with Kevin Jepsen on the hill for the Angels.
Jepsen here in the 8th inning will be facing 3, 4, and 5 for Seattle. Good numbers for Kevin in the 16 games since returning to the big leagues. 14 innings, 13 punch-outs, 5 hits, and 1 earned run. Jesus Montero to lead things off. He is 1 for 3. Had a single with a run scored in the 3rd. Felix Hernandez with the jersey out is done after 7 innings. Hear that, he's going to have to get dressed very quickly to start the 8th. Check swing. Iannetta wants an appeal. Les Diaz says he did not go. 1 ball, no strikes.
Seven innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. There's 3 strikeouts in the game for Hernandez. Josh Kinney, power arm for the Mariners getting ready in the bullpen.
This one fouled into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 strikeouts and 1 walk for Felix Hernandez. Fewest strikeouts in a game for Felix since July 19th against Kansas City. One one. Down the right field line, slicing foul and out of play. 1-2. Kevin pitched in Wednesday's game, went 1 inning, struck out 2. He pitched that bottom of the 8th against the Athletics. This one out toward left center field. Mark Trumbo moving over, and he will let that one bounce. Not hit very deep by Montero. A leadoff single. Brings up Jaso, the catcher.
We got pitch backed up on Jepsen. We have a pinch runner now for Montero.
Sean Figgins takes over. Figgins will assume the DH duties now for Seattle, we figure. Montero finishes the ball game going 2 for 4. Jaso 1 for 2. Pop up and a 3-run home run. He's also walked. He's the only walk that Santana issued in the ball game. Seattle 9th in the American League in stolen bases with 74. Figgins has 4, has not been caught stealing. Mariners led by Saunders and Ackley at 15 and 12 respectively. The first one is outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Sean Figgins back in 05 stole 62 bases for the Angels, so he's definitely a guy that's going to be running here. The thing is, though, if you can hold the baseball, you can stop him. He's all about momentum. That's the Angels record with 280 stolen bases.
This one pulled, and that's a fair ball. Pujols touches the bag, fires the second. They got the double play. And a heck of a play by Eric Ibar, because once you touch first base, it becomes a tag play at second. 2 down.
Amazing play by Ibar. Solid play by Pujols also. Fields the ball, steps on the base, but a very difficult throw for a right-handed throwing first baseman. But the scoop and the tag by Ibar. Done a nice job defensively. We saw what he could do with his legs, scoring from second on a sac fly, but his instincts and his athleticism at that shortstop position, solid again tonight.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Seager, the third baseman. Oh, and 1. Seager tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout, a fly ball to center, and a ground ball to second. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, nasty slide piece down and in on Seager. 1 and 2.
Well, there's nothing you can do with that pitch, even if you make contact. Sharp, sharp break to this pitch. Boy, just the pitch before he was hitting himself in the leg, trying to tell him to stay back on the fastball, but then he committed to that hard breaking pitch down and in.
1-2. Almost got him to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be facing a reliever. It'll be Hunter, Pujols, and Trumbo coming up. Two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Seager. The inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 5 with 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Angels.
Kuma taking the hill for Seattle. 2-3 mark with a 4.20. Dan Herron coming off a solid game. 8-8 with a 4.44 ERA. Iwakuma's fastball 88 to 92 range. Slider, changeup, but a very good split finger fastball.
The Halos here in the bottom of the 8th inning will have Hunter, Pujols, and Trumbo up in a 5-5 tie. Josh Kinney takes over on the mound for Felix Hernandez. Kinney's been in the big leagues before, the St. Louis Cardinals. Last year with the Chicago White Sox, pitching 13 games, 5.23 ERA.
A lot of sliders you're going to see from McKinney. Fastball, 88, 92. I think those at about 35% of the time. A lot of sliders and also an occasional curveball.
Called up from AAA Tacoma on June the 30th. Torrey Hunter tonight 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. The slider's in for a strike. Kenny pitching in his 14th game this year with Seattle. 0-1, a 5.23 ERA. Just 10 in the third innings, 8 hits, 16 strikeouts, 7 walks. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, another slide piece. And it's 0-2. So you're saying he likes to throw the slider?
Yes. The dangers of throwing a lot of sliders, that's the pitch that gets hit the furthest because you hang that over the plate often.
Now the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kenny signing a minor league deal in the offseason with Seattle. As we pointed out, originally in the Cardinals system. 1-2. Swing and a miss, slider. So 4 sliders, 1 out here in the 8th.
See if Albert will have the advantage, former teammate. See if he can read that slider, force that over the middle of the plate.
Albert tonight hitless. Hit the ball well the first 2 times up against Felix Hernandez and popped out on an off-speed pitch in the 5th, so he's 0 for 3. Fastball, he jammed it. Rolls this one over to second. Dustin Ackley has it. 2 down.
Well, he was looking slider there. You could tell by that swing. He ran a fastball in on him.
Trumbo steps up, 0 for 3. Fly to right, a ground ball to first, a ground ball to third. Seager back and deep at third base and guarding the line. Outfield straight around against Trumbo. Seattle with 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They've stranded 3 of the Halos. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. They've stranded 2. Fastball, first pitch is in for a strike.
At the 4 straight sliders of Torrey Hunter. Fastball to Pujols, fastball to Trumbo. I don't believe he's going to be coming back here now with a slider.
Jaso set up outside. The breaking pitch is cut on and missed, 0-2. Getting at good numbers down at AAA. 1-0 and a 2.70 ERA. 38 punch outs in 27 games. Felix Hernandez, 7 innings. 5 hits, including the home run to Trout. 5 runs, 4 earned. 3 strikeouts and a walk. The 0-2. Breaking pitch, a swing and a miss. So 1-2-3 inning as the Angels go down in order. We will head to the ninth, tied at 5.
taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Top of the ninth here at the Big A. We are tied at 5. Mike Scioscia turning the baseball over now to Ernesto Frieri in a tie ball game. And Frieri takes over for Kevin Jepson, who went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, had 1 strikeout. And Ernie will face Karp, Wells, and Thames for the Mariners.
Frieri with 55 strikeouts and 33 in the 3rd innings pitch. Hasn't pitched a whole lot of late. 3 appearances in the last 12 games for the Angels. As a closer, you like to get as much work as possible. That way you could say crisp with your slider, in particular the fastball command.
Mike Karp, the first baseman, has been hit by a pitch at a fly ball to center, and he's grounded out, so he's 0 for 2. First one is a fastball in for a strike. First outing for Frieri since Saturday's game against the White Sox. Went 1 inning in that one. And 1 strikeout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seattle with 5 runs in the 3rd. The Halos with 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, courtesy of Mike Trout's 3-run home run, and then 2 in the 5th on Mike Trout's 2 RBI sac fly. That's where we stand right now. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Well, that was that good fastball there.
Yeah, Santana went 6 in a 3rd. Takahashi 2/3 of an inning. Jepson 1, and now Frieri. Swing and a miss. Down goes Karp. 1 out.
That disappearing fastball for Frieri when he hides it so well. Right by Karp, a good fastball hitter. Did not see that out of the hand. Hitters try to be able to pick up a spot that they can see the baseball the longest possible. But when you have that deception, hide the baseball and then throw 95, difficult to make contact.
Here's Casper Wells, the left fielder. He's had an 0 for 3 game. 1 ball, no strikes. Halos in the bottom of the 9th inning with Morales, Cayasco, and Kendrick due up. Looks like they'll be facing Kinney, who had himself a 1-2-3-8 as well. Swings through that fastball. 1-1. Two and 1. Texas losing tonight to the Detroit Tigers. Oakland losing tonight to the Chicago White Sox. This is the first of 10 here at home for the Halos, as Wells takes a strike. 2 and 2.
And a good spot with that 94. Rangers with 2 left-handed batters going against Kenny next inning if he's still in there. Lefties are at 294 against a righties, only 136 dealing with his slider.
And we assume it's Kenny with nobody warming in the bullpen. 2-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Wells, 2 down.
Fastball ran it up and in. Now 57 strikeouts and 34 innings pitched for Frieri.
Eric Thames, the batter, the right fielder. Fouls off the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Thames tonight, 1 for 3, had a single back in the 3rd inning, came around to score. Reached on the error by Pujols in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th inning. One ball, 1 strike. 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Thames. Frieri strikes out the side. We will head to the bottom of the ninth. Morales, Callaspo, and Kendrick as we are tied at 5. Morales to lead things off against Josh Kennedy, who had himself a 1-2-3-8, including a couple of strikeouts. He faced 3 right-handed batters. He'll face 2 left-handed batters here to start this 9th inning, and Morales and Callaspo, and then Kendrick.
And that, being a left-handed batter, can neutralize that slider that he has. Try to catch that slider out in front enough, you can pull that down the right field line.
Seager's playing in over at third base. The rest of the infield playing Morales to pull. Here's the first one, and that is outside. Kendrys hit a double with 1 out of the 6th inning as you see the defensive alignment for Seattle. Morales went the opposite way for his 14th double and eventually was stranded at third base in the 6th. 1-0. Breaking pitch in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one into left field. Casper Wells chasing it, can't get it, and it goes off his glove into the corner. Morales on his way to second, and he is in there with a stand-up leadoff double. Peter Borges coming out now.
Back-to-back at bats going the other way for doubles. Peter Borges, you mentioned that, Victor, coming in the run now for Morales. Again, a left-handed batter, a little better approach, sees the ball a little bit longer from Josh Kennedy as compared to a right-handed batter. Look at that nice approach by Kendrys right here. Letting that baseball travel. Slider, try to throw it backdoor slider, but stay with the swing and gets it by Wells for a double.
Brendan Ryan and Kenny talking things over on the mound with Callaspo coming to the plate. So Kendrys Morales with 2 doubles on the night, 15 now on the season. Intentional walk is coming here with Howie Kendrick on deck. This will be the 9th straight game that Alberto Callaspo will have picked up a base on balls. And you figure with Kendrick that even though he's had 2 hits tonight, that figure that he'll be sacrificing, we would assume. As Alberto flips the bat to the bat point, he will take his place over at first base.
And with the speed of Borges at second base, that forces the defense to be extra quick to try to field the bunt.
Borges, the pinch runner at second base. Piasco at first. Peters' run is the one that matters. It's the winning run. Tied at 5 here tonight with nobody out.
And you got to believe they might put a pickoff on at some point or step off just to see if Howie's going to square around.
Karp, the first baseman, was in on the grass. Now backs up a little bit. Seager is on the grass at third base and toward the line. Brendan Ryan guarding Borges at second base. Now Jaso wants time. Howie tonight 2 for 3. A double and a single. They're asking for a balk call.
Yeah, he didn't. There was no time given at that point.
Jaso threw his hands up asking for time, and
he broke his hands.
Yeah, until it's granted, you have to assume you're, especially being engaged on the rubber, that you've got to step off.
Well, right here, once he's in position, he's in the stretch position, and that movement right there alone, that's a balk. Even before Jason threw his hands up, you cannot, once you're looking in at the sign, you cannot make that type of movement, because that, deceiving the base runner, that should be a balk.
And that was before Jason threw the hands up. Socha got an explanation from Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, not getting one from Paul Schreiber at third base.
Well, Peter Borges noticed it right away at second base. He threw up his hands and saw it.
That right there is a balk.
And Borges right away pointing in. He can see it. Brendan Ryan was trying to throw up his hand as if it was a time call, but at that point there was no time call. That was even before Jason threw his hands up.
So no balk called. Still first and second and nobody out. Howie shows bunt, drops it back, out in front of the mound. Kenny picks it up, goes to first. The sacrifice works as Borges moves to third. Piasco to second.
Great job by Howie getting that bunt down, dead in the baseball in front between the catcher and pitcher. Well executed by Howie Kendrick. It was a pitch down, a pitch much easier to be able to bunt. It was a breaking pitch, and Howie did his job.
So Eric Ivor will come to the plate here. Iannetta is on deck.
I don't believe they're going to walk him, you would think, to load the bases.
And here comes the second intentional walk of this inning. Meiser Asturias is coming out to the on-deck circle. He'll be pinch hitting for Chris Iannetta.
I think when you look at stats, you got to go with the guy batting from the left side. Mr. Asturias, a switch hitter. It's a chance to see the baseball longer from Kenny. We talked about the numbers. Eric Wedge going to come out and talk to him at this point. Get together his whole defense also.
Well, with one out, the outfield will play extremely shallow. Anything hit in the air toward the outfield, you will get Peter Borges tagging and attempting to score that winning run.
As far as the arm strength in the outfield, Michael Saunders the strongest arm, and he's in center field. Everyone else about average. And you got to keep in mind a short fly ball, might not be as aggressive, especially when you look at who's on deck. And that would be Mike Trout.
Esturris comes up hitting .251, 11 doubles, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in as a pinch hitter this season. 0 for 17.
He's due.
He is way overdue. Infield is in, outfield is in. Borges, Callaspo, and Ibar at third, second, and first respectively on the bases. Jaso setting up outside. Here comes the first one from Kinney. Swing and a miss. Looked like Meiser tried to pull that pitch, and it's no balls and a strike.
Well, he's got to look at the approach that Morales had against Kinney. He just looked away. He's either throwing a two-seam fastball away or he's going to throw the slider to the outer half of the plate, especially until he gets ahead of the count.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Esturris is swinging a miss on the breaking pitch. Kinney ahead of Meiser at no balls and 2 strikes.
And if you're Borges, you got to get a good read here just in case he bounces a slider. He's ahead of the count. A lot of times a pitcher will try to make a perfect pitch and you can bounce that in the dirt.
Mike Trout on deck. 1 out here tonight, tied at 5. Kendrys Morales started it off with a double. Here's the 0-2. That's inside, dug out by Jaso. A nice attempt by Esturris there to not give ground there. Let him take that hit by
He
pitch.
wasn't getting out of the way. And you don't have to get out of the way if you're hit, especially when it's that far off the plate inside.
Jaso and Kinney to talk things over now. And after 2 sliders down and in, do you go back outside if you're Josh Kinney and John Jaso?
I still think your bread and butter is a slider. I think they're going to try to go slider down and in. Now, I would think a two-seam fastball way would be effective. When you believe in that slider, that's the pitch you got to go with.
Now the 1-2. Way outside. It gets away from Jaso. Here comes Borges. He is safe. Right that baby out as the Angels win this one 6-5.
Well, we talked about Borges getting the need for that secondary lead. You have a pitcher looking for a punch out, and he makes a mistake on that fastball. Ran off the plate. And a great read by Peter Borges to be able to score. That ball didn't get away from Jaso all that much, but far enough away with that speed of Borges to win the game for the Angels. And what a win that was. Well, just off the glove, not all the way back to the backstop. And it's an outstanding play by Jaso and a pretty strong throw, but Borges too quick, scores the winning run. What a read. No hesitation, comes sliding in, beats the throw to the plate and wins the game for Peter Borges.
Ernesto Frieri picks up the win in relief. Frieri picks up his first American League victory. He is now 1-0. And Josh Kinney takes the losses. The Halos pick up game 1 of this 3-game set against the Mariners, and more importantly, pick up a game in the standings against Texas, with Texas having lost earlier tonight. One of the heroes in the ballgame, of course, is our very own Mike Trout, the leadoff man who obviously did it all once again tonight. Give it up for Mike Trout, everybody. 5 runs batted in tonight on a 3-run home run and a 2 RBI sac fly. And Mike, it's got to be nice to come home off that road trip and pick up a victory like you guys did tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough one. You know, we're usually on the other side, you know, getting walked off. And tonight, Petey got on second base, worked some good at-bats, and then that wild pitch was awesome. Mike,
you had a great couple of bats against King Felix. He has one of the best fastballs and sliders combination in the game, but yet you were able to drive a changeup out on a 3-2 count, then get a 2 RBI sac fly. How difficult is it to face a guy like that?
He had great stuff, and going in, we wanted to be aggressive off him and worked a good count and got to change up the hit, just try to put a good short swing on it, and went out of the park.
Hey, what has this last week been like for you, turning 21 years of age out on the road and getting a chance to come home in front of the home crowd and and B, getting the support that you continue to get here, not only at home but also out on the road?
It's been great. You know, you guys have been behind us the whole year, and we're going to get to the playoffs. I promise you that.
Well, that sounds pretty good. What about a job Urban Santana did today? Gave up those 5 runs in a third, but battled all the way through and gave the team a chance to win.
Yeah, he had that one rough inning, but you know, I think he went 6 in the third, and bullpen came in, shut the door, and Ernie in the ninth. It was unhittable. So,
ladies and gentlemen, once again, give it up for Mike Trout. Mike, as always, we appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Halos win this one in a walk-off fashion, 6-5. The final, Ernesto Frieri picks up his first American League victory. He is now 1-0. Josh Kinney takes the loss. It was a wild pitch, but the Angels will take the wild win. No question about it. Stick around. Chris McGee, Garrett Anderson, Jose Mota will break it all down. Angels Live post-game edition is coming up next.